Hello everybody, how's it going? So I thought I would just give you an idea what everything looks like now that New York is back to, quote, normal. So this is a July 2nd, Saturday night. Let's see what a Saturday night looks like. I remember de Blasio saying either July 1st or 4th he was hoping for New York to be reopened. So I thought we'd take a look and see what that's like. I'm on the crappier of my two bikes. This is going to be a bit of a bumpy ride since my other one needs some maintenance work. So there's people out there by FIT. They are chanting. They're just kind of yelling. I don't really know what about, but they seem happy. My store is right across from FIT. That's Fashion Institute of Technology in front of me. That used to be a Pret-a-Manger over there. They're closed. And they're filled with graffiti. That's one of those places where you could spend $12 on overpriced lunch that doesn't make you full. Like most of New York City, honestly. So that's for sale. Closed. Let's see. So you got quite a few people out in the sidewalk for Saturday night. It's more than in my prior bike videos. It is an upgrade. Well, A, the weather is nicer than in a lot of my prior bike videos, and B, I guess there's less COVID now. You have the Delta variant, but one of the things that's interesting about that is that the vaccine is everybody was worried about the Delta thing. Okay, you still got the outdoor dining bullshit over there. This used to be a Chase Bank. This place is for lease. It's going to be there for like the next 10 or 20 years, like most of the for lease signs here. But a lot of people worried about the Delta variant. I was reading some study where the existing vaccines were just a few percent more effective at reducing hospitalizations of the Delta variant than of the normal variant of COVID that it was actually made for. So this is called Park Anywhere lights. For those of you who are not aware of New York driving, when you hit this little button on your car, it blinks and you can park right in the middle of a bike lane and not get in trouble. So I figured we'll check out a little bit of the West Village, see what people are doing there. I'll check out the East Village and the Lower East Side, which are the two, kind of a party-ish neighborhoods that all the kids these days hang out in. I'm old enough to say that now. I have gray chest hair. I actually look, because I've been going gray for a long time. Stress does that to you. But one of the things I noticed recently is ever since I started the political advocacy and fundraising stuff, I actually have a gray chest hair. So I can say kids these days now. There's a good amount of people outside. That place looks closed and covered in graffiti. But that's cool looking graffiti. That's some actual artistic looking graffiti. It's not just like people writing these dumbass tag names that I can never understand or make sense of. This block has a lot of closed businesses, but again, it's really hard to say with the pandemic adding to that, because as you remember from my real estate series, so much of New York City was for lease and empty and vacant prior to COVID. So I don't really remember how much of this was pre-COVID and post-COVID. Yeah, you got this place out here. They have actual full house in there, so that restaurant had a bunch of people inside. So people are, in New York City, it looks like it's catching up with the rest of the country and realizing that if you're vaccinated against COVID, you don't have to fear for your life anymore. It's interesting. Let's see what we got. You still got the outdoor dining bullshit over there. But that one's actual outdoor. If you look at it really closely, you'll notice that what I looked at was actually outdoor because the side wall was open. To my left, around, up here, you have one of those apartment complexes where it's probably $4,000 or $5,000 per apartment. But you get the benefit of it being a fishbowl. So being a fishbowl means it's okay that it's $4,000 or $5,000 for 400 square feet. You got some Park Anywhere lights over here, which means you can just park in the middle of a bike lane diagonally because you have Park Anywhere lights on. That looks like a closing business over there. This is a restaurant, quite revitalized. You have people on the inside and the outside. Also, 10 out of 10 for their outdoor dining. This place's outdoor dining is actually outdoors. They do not have walls and a ceiling and everything completely enclosed to pretend to be in compliance with a bullshit regulation that probably doesn't even do anything. They actually have it outdoor, which is awesome. So I give them a 10 out of 10 there. Also, a lot of people outside. Retail space for lease to my right, retail space for lease to my left, which is typical of New York City. Also, that place was going out of business before COVID even happened. They were going out of business when I was moving into the new store, and it still says retail available. So that place over here is going to be available for a really long time, most likely, because, I mean, let's face it, they probably want $80,000 a month for that shithole. That one over there I didn't notice, but now I do. It says Williams, Sonoma, California, and retail space for lease with TRS. Interesting. I think that retail for lease TRS. I think Tim Herman should file a copyright complaint. It's a little too close to TCRS. Restaurant retail space for lease over there. Another one right next to it looks to be for lease. But you got a fair amount of activity on the streets. And I'm really curious to see what the East Village area, what I used to call Never Never Land, looks like. I call it Never Never Land because you have people that are in their 40s, 50s, 60s, and 70s that are, going out and getting wasted on a Friday or Saturday night acting like children. It's kind of like people. It's like a neighborhood where nothing kind of grows up. You have a meme car over here, a nice red meme car, a bunch of scratches in the bumper, as per New York City. Let's see. All right, we're going to be getting into the West Village area soon, passing 14th Street. You have someone who's walking in the bike lane. I don't have a horn on this bike, so I'll just be nice and go around them instead of run her over. That's typical. Walking into the street or a bike lane without even looking around to see if it's safe is a total New York thing to do. Love it. Kind of got homesick for this place after spending a month in Florida, Wisconsin. Got a little bit homesick. Retail for lease, another closed business. Another closed business. Yep, I was homesick for this. Good old empty city. Let's see what we got here. All right, so we got a good amount of people coming out here. Someone wearing a mask outside below the nose. Typical New York behavior. I wasn't anti-mask. I was always pro-mask. Makes sense to wear a mask, but why below the nose though? I don't understand. Or especially around the chin, when somebody has it around their lower lip, but not their upper lip. It's just why? Like, why? It's so triggering. If you're gonna be the bitch, be the whole bitch. That's my catchphrase. Gonna wear the mask, wear the whole mask, or just toss that shit off your face. Be anti-mask or pro-mask, but not this below the nose, half on my lip shit. It's just, or chin bra. It's just, it triggers me so badly. It's like just pick a lane and stay in it, Not asking you to be one way or the other. Just pick a lane and stay in it. Never seen a picture of someone in South Korea or Japan or China with the mask below the nose or only on half of their lip or anything. You see it everywhere in America. All right, so you have your outdoor dining to your right, which I'll give this a 10 out of 10 for outdoor dining. The wall is completely open. Good job to this restaurant. On the left, we have indoor dining, and the indoor dining is completely full. That is some nice full indoor dining. Beautiful, beautiful. Catching up to the rest of the country there. You have some people walking in the bike lane when the sidewalk has zero traffic on it. Totally New York thing to do. You have someone going the wrong way on the road. A totally New York thing to do. But I missed you, brother, because I wanted to be back here so badly. I'm serious. Like a small part of me actually kind of missed this while I was in Wisconsin. A very small part of me. A minuscule part. Had to tell that guy I loved him. All right, what do we got here? So you have some indoor dining over there. All right. A lot of people eating over here. Got a mask below the nose to my left. Beautiful, beautiful. This is pretty active, I've got to say. At least the restaurant part. The interesting thing is I can't really go around the offices because a lot of that's going to be off limits to a random person going through the buildings. A lot of the offices are still dead, but the entertainment areas, the like going out to restaurant areas, to go out with your friends areas are really, really catching up to where it was pre-COVID on a Saturday night. Vroom. I got to go through a red light so I can feel like I'm back in New York. I waited for it to turn green. That's how I know I stayed in Wisconsin a little too long. Just a little too long. All right, so you got lots of dining back there. This place is for lease. I think this is where those stupid bubbles were last year. This place is also for lease, again, like most of the city. You got a lot of people out, though. You see there's a lot of people outside. Lots of people going back out. Good thing, good thing. Paying no attention to the bike lane while crossing through it. That's again. I miss New York. That guy's wearing a netted shirt with his beer belly and titties showing. That's just okay. Whatever. You do you, man. Ain't gonna say a word. Do not enter except bikes. Well, I identify as a bike, so I'll be going through. All right, we're gonna check out the East Village shortly. Check out what the old neighborhood looks like by the store. Good. He protected his girlfriend from getting run over by a bufang. Nice guy over there. That's a nice guy. All right, what do we got in the good old East Village? Let's see. Traffic on the street is coming back too. Got a lot of cars. Yeah. Make a left here. Space available. It's going to be available for a long time. We know that much. All right. Vum, vum, vum. I should make the sound that little Nissan Sentra rental that I got made. Vum. Continuously variable transmissions are so cute. They don't go vroom, they go vom, vom. They sound sickly. I miss my little Sentra, my little lawnmower. I honestly don't miss being inside of a car. I really don't. The ability to just go around traffic like this is beautiful. You can just go around everything. There's no constant waiting. It's beautiful. All right. Lots of people in the park over here. Thank you. That person actually waited before opening the door onto my bike, so I thought I would give them a thank you. You should always encourage good behavior that people have by saying thank you for the good behavior. Do not enter. Well, I'm a New Yorker. I enter wherever I want. All right. What do we got going on over here? This is kind of like the NYU dorms kind of neighborhood. This entire area is just kind of owned by NYU and NYU students and college kids. So let's see what this area looks like. It said do not enter, which means I'm allowed to go in. All right, what do we got here? Okay, this honestly feels like New York again. You got all the people going out. You got live music here? Nice, nice. I like live music. The restaurants are all open again. This kind of looks like a city. Yeah, it's less depressing than it was before. Tattoo piercing, cool. Traffic at a dead stop. And this road is so narrow that I'd risk scratching his car if I went in front of it, so I'm not going to do that. It's being a bit of a dick. If I didn't have this bag on me, I probably could, but I'm not going to. I don't want to scratch his car more than it already is from being here. Okay, we got a place that looks like it's closed over there. Another space for lease. It wouldn't be New York City if you didn't have a place for lease on every single block. God forbid the rents actually be something that people can afford to pay. That would kill everybody. Looking nice, looking nice. Retail for rent, retail for rent. Got some thirst traps over there. What do we have over here? All right, that's how you know we're truly back to pre-pandemic conditions. Nice little beater car over there. That's an adorable little beater car. Kind of reminds me of lawnmower. And it also says Lucid on the license plate. I can already hear Erica thinking about her Lucid. Some thirst traps. All right, thirst traps. Got an empty business over there. Again, wouldn't be New York City if you didn't have an empty business on every single corner. Empty business, empty business. All right. You're lucky I have good brakes, woman. All right. Vum. Vom. Vom. Fear my continuously variable Bafang transmission. Vom. I have field weakening activated, and it only activates when you go above the RPM that you can go without it, so you still get the benefit of premium torque and acceleration with none of the downside. All right, what do we got on Broadway? This is good. This is... Broadway is where you have all the stores. You know, this is where you're going to find like Nike and Burberry and shit like that. Not stuff. You're not going to find, like, even the most successful repair business in the world is not going to have a store on Broadway. Where you want to go, Cabby? Where you want to go? Where you want to go? All right. Better together. Better together. Vaccinate the block from Uber. Confident that if somebody did not want to get a vaccine, an Uber billboard would get them into it. Not anti-vaccine. I got my vaccine. I'm happy I got my vaccine. But if I didn't want to get the vaccine, an Uber billboard trying to get me to put a needle in my arm would definitely change my mind. We got a shoe store that looks like it's open up there. Having something going on at the shoe store. I really miss being on my bike. Lots of people would say that if you're in a car, you should feel better in a car than you do on a bike because you're surrounded by this enclosure. I never felt safer on a bike than in a car. I always feel safer on a bike. Even if I'm going 40 miles an hour on this thing, I always feel safer on the bike. Because you have so much flexibility, so much agility, and ability to get around things that you just don't have in a car. All right, this is Bowery. Let's see what Bowery looks like. This is kind of below the East Village area. This is kind of like the bottom of the East Village area. Has a lot of little restaurants and bars and stuff like that. There's a bar a few blocks from here that I know serves people that are underage. I'm not going to say how I know that. Let's see if that place is still open. Won't name them because that's kind of being a tattle. I'm also kind of curious to see what my old store looks like. All right, they cleared the way for me. They cleared the way. They've Vroom. Hello, Instagram! That chick was doing duck face out her car window into her phone. I couldn't help myself. It's one thing to do Instagram selfies. It's another to do duck face. I gotta say something if you're gonna do that. All right, what do we got? What does 186 First Avenue look like, baby? Maybe somebody rented it. Let's see. What do we got? Oh, actually, let's check St. Mark's Place first, actually. St. Mark, I used to have a competitor on this block that was threatening to report me if I didn't close. He got bought out by a competitor. He actually opened a bar right before COVID happened. It's almost like karma would get you. Yeah, this is St. Mark's Place is like Never Neverland Central. And it is banging here. Look at this. Look at all the people. Mamoun's Falafel closed and reopened further down the block. Yeah, there's shit everywhere here. Sonny's store is over here. He's 30. Here we go. Simple Mac up there. That's Sonny. Everybody say hello to Sonny. All right, let's see what I got at my old place. I kind of miss it. I'll be honest with you. I even miss not having heat in the winter. So the guy who originally rented me that space was over 90 years old, and that was when I rented it, like originally rented it. And he sold it, but he got out, he timed it perfectly. He laid some heavy bags in the company that bought that building because he sold that shit, I think in 2019, he sold the building for $14 million. Like, imagine selling that shithole of a building for $14 million at the height of the real estate bubble. Over there, you have a raised fist across the street, right next to retail space for lease. If that is not poetic, I don't know what is. Like, do not enter. I will enter. Thank you very much. I will enter with pride. Vom. I need to get a little bell on my bicycle. This one doesn't have a bell or a horn. I made a wrong turn. I believe I made an incorrect turn. Wow. How many years do you have to live in a city to know how to get back to your own store? Really, dumbass? Ah, jeez. I am an idiot. All right, we're about a block away. A lot of people outside. I saw someone wearing a mask correctly. That warms my heart. It does warm my heart. Vroom. I wonder how many people went to the Department of Buildings to build these structures. Oh, this has a nice echo to it. Because all the contractors I was dealing with were telling me what the Department of Buildings is like. It's kind of curious for all these structures. Man, they should go around and issue a fine to everybody. They should issue a fine to everybody so all those people know exactly how fun it is to live here. No, I'm just being salty. Sonny had a really good video on the Department of Buildings. He had a really good video on the Department of Buildings. I thought it was high quality. All right, let's see. 186 First Avenue. Anybody take my baby? It's one of those weird feelings, like, it's like breaking up with someone, but you don't want anybody else to date them, if anybody else has had that feeling. I haven't had that feeling with women, but I have that feeling about my store. I broke up with her, but I don't want anybody else to date her. Nobody else can rent that location. Nobody. Maybe I would let Tim Herman rent it. Maybe Tim, or Chris Long, or Michael Oberdick, or Mark Schaefer, or Jessa Jones. Maybe. Maybe. But nobody else. Nobody else. All right, let's see. 2 blocks away, 2 blocks away. What do we got? Ah! Ah! I run you down! All right. I will play chicken with any of those delivery people. Okay. I've done it once, and I'll do it again. Not the kids walking in the street, but the delivery bike. All right. Yep, still closed. And next door is covered in graffiti. Wow, my Bafang motors are still there. Holy shit. I have 3 BBS HD motor cores I left in the window, kind of like hitting F to pay respects in a video game. And they're all still there. Nobody even came by to take them down. Wow. All right, cool. That's my little store over here. Somebody wrote clit in the doorway. Look at that. That is class. That's New York City class right there. It says clit in the doorway. Couldn't even come up with something creative. Fucking idiot. All right. All right, what do we have here? No. Oh, this guy was nice. I feel bad about this. Fuck. There were 2 or 3 times where this guy just told me when I didn't have the change, and I would say, I'm going to go back to the store to get my card. He said, no, just take it. This guy said that many times, and I always paid him back, and I would come back to this deli every time he said, no, just to keep, don't worry about it. I would come back and give him twice whatever it was. So if I was buying something that was like $3 or $4 and I only had $2 on me, I'd come back and give him $5. When he said, no, don't worry about it, you can do it next time, because he trusted me, And I feel bad that businesses like that close. It's always the good places that close and the shit places that wind up staying open forever, and it pisses me off. Man, just pissing me off. That's bullshit. That guy was a good dude. He was a really good dude. I feel bad about that deli closing. One moment. Little wiring snafu here with my light. I was supposed to fix this before I left because one of my little crimps finally died. Someone tried to take my light when I locked my bike outside the other day, and they couldn't figure out how to disconnect a fucking crimp, so they broke it. And I was going to re-crimp it when I got to work, and I forgot to, so I just tied it. All right. What do we got here? This is kind of the Avenue A area. This is Alphabet City. What do we... If I was a car, I'd be waiting over there, but I'm a bike, so I'm not. This city it'll fundamentally make you miserable if you're inside of a car. But on a bike, it's actually kind of fun to ride around and look at stuff. Okay, this place has been for lease for years. Like in 2018, Steve and I would come here to get lunch at Westville, and this place is still for lease. And you're going to park in front of me in the bike. Can you decide what you want to do? Can you either go in the road or go in the bike lane, but just like pick up your mind? Great driver. You could tell from his mirror being destroyed on the left side. He doesn't have a left rear view. He doesn't have a left mirror. Yeah, that's great. That gives me a lot of confidence in your driving. Okay. What do we got here? Nice. Lots of restaurants. As you can see, stuff is open. Not a lot of masks anymore. Nice. No. Got some hazard lights over there blocking the road. Uh-oh. Jeep. Jeep! Now, if that guy hit me, he would do way more damage to me on a bike than in a car. But I feel like I can evade things so much easier on a bike than a car. I love my little buffang. Nobody to my left, nobody to my right. So, something to my right. I can go. Close business, close business, close business. I was actually going to rent that place that says Kids Dental, but they wanted about $15,000 for a place that was half the size of my current store, so I said, no, thank you. I have no idea why the fuck that dentist rented that place. Either A, they paid a lot less than I did, or B, they simped and they actually paid close to $15K for it. I really hope they didn't simp. I hope they didn't simp. Something to my right. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Not gonna try to make that light. I have a Bafang, not a Lamborghini. This restaurant is pretty far open. They have outdoor dining, which is, I give this a 10 out of 10 outdoor. No fake walls, no doors. A mask below the nose in front of me, triggering, but okay. You do you. Prevent people from getting mouth COVID, but let them get nose COVID. Whether you give someone COVID via the mouth or the nose, it's still the same COVID. You don't have mouth COVID and nose COVID. I think the idea is to cover all orifices. The Provident Loan Society of New York. That bank has nice lighting. Guessing it's a bank. Or it's not a bank, it's a loan society. Vum, vum. From. Before I go to the bridge, let's check out the Lower East Side a little bit. Close business, close business. And what do we have here? No. No, this place is awesome. You didn't close Wolf Nights. Please tell me you didn't close Wolf Nights. I love this place so much. This place is the only place where you could actually get healthy food at 1 or 2 in the morning back when I worked until 1 or 2 in the morning. You have a Nissan over there that probably doesn't have a CVT. We're gonna head over the bridge. Yeah, Manhattan's got some business again. We have a meme car here. That is a meme car from Maryland with a nice little paper plate. From I have music playing over there.
Mint will be real good for you. Basil's really good. Rosemary is kind of a bitch. It kind of takes over everything.
They seem like they're on a happy date. The guy seems a little nervous, though. He's laughing, but he's got that nervous laugh going on, and he's not contributing to the conversation. He's just laughing backwards. I hope they work out. I really do. They seem nice. They're a cute couple. Vum, 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 vum. The seat on this bike is horrible. I gotta switch this out with the one on my other one. Or I should just get a good seat for this one. This is kind of my spare, my beater bike. I use this when my other one needs maintenance. All right. I mean, you hear music everywhere. People are out. All right, there's no traffic over there, so there's not going to be anybody coming through here. I can go. Popeyes. Space available for lease. Always a space available for lease. Always, always, always. All right, what do we? Vroom. Oh, vroom. Look at you. Vroom. Vroom. I miss New York just a little bit, I'll be honest. One of the things I've always given New York City, and I'll still give New York City to some extent, that you don't get in a lot of other areas. If you have an idea and you want to make a business out of it, and you want to try to make a living at it, here's a good place to get started. Because you have 8 million people around you, and a good amount of those 8 million people work for businesses that have a fuck ton of money, so they can afford to pay for it. And since you have 8 million people in a small area, somebody's bound to need your service. You know, I mean, if you live in a town of 10,000 people, you may have an idea, and maybe 1 or 2 of the people need your service, but when you expand that out to 800 times as many people, instead of having 1 person, now maybe you have 800 people that need your service. Just scaling it up. And if you have 800 people that need your service, maybe you have 800 times as much business. If you have 800 times as much business, then paying 5 or 10 times as much rent for your space may actually work. Like, somebody wrote Free Britney up there. I agree, Free Britney. But it's the first time I agree with graffiti in a long time. And I gotta say, the amount of, for all the shit that you get here, like high rent, yes. High taxes, yes. High, city council being out of touch, Department of Consumer Affairs being total freaking idiots and all this other stuff. Yeah, I mean, it's demonstrable, it's true, it's obvious. But when you first start a business, like your taxes being 5 or 8% higher are not really what you notice. Not having anybody walking through your damn door is what you notice. And in this city, if you have a good idea and you offer good service, you'll have people lined up to walk through your door. Because there's so much shit going on here. Like, you could have a good idea and offer good service and still fail miserably if you open that business in, I don't know, like Lumberton, North Carolina or something. But and it wouldn't be your fault. It's just that there's nobody there that may need your service. Or maybe there's 1 or 2 people that need your service. And you need more than 1 or 2 people to pay your family, support your family, pay your mortgage and everything else. That's one thing I'll give it. For all the shit and all the degeneracy, there's so much opportunity here. It's kind of nice to see the place not dead again. Sad to see all those places still for lease and for rent. And they're going to be for lease and for rent for a long time. Oh, man. Whew. Whoa, slippery area. Nope, not tricking me. Not tricking me. I can't make sense of 90% of the graffiti that's here. I'm not against graffiti, I'm against shitty graffiti. And the problem is a lot of this is like really shitty graffiti where you can't really tell what the message is. I can't tell what the message of 99% of this is. That was a real motorcycle. He doesn't have to go vroom, vroom, because his motor, or I should say his engine, does that for him. But my motor only has coil line, so I have to go vroom, vroom myself. Okay. Some fancy schmancy Williamsburg apartments over there. Those are for the hipsters that have money. This neighborhood is kind of like hipsters with money area. The hipsters with way more money live in North Williamsburg, not the south section of Williamsburg, but that building is still kind of like, you need some money to live there. Yeah, this is South Williamsburg. I live in Bed-Stuy because I don't have it in me to pay $3,000 to $4,000 a month for a shitbox. Like it's just, a fishbowl. Where like, the only thing that's making your apartment more expensive is that the windows, the walls are ceiling to floor glass, so it's kind of like you're inside of a fishbowl. But being a fishbowl and having a new stove and a new microwave makes it worth $4,000. Like, nah, fuck that. Give me space. Give me space and the ability to play music without neighbors bitching any day. I'll happily take a more crime-ridden neighborhood if I can get 3 times the space for half the price. All right. Vroom. 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 Hold on. This is so much more fun than being in a car. I miss this so much. This isn't even the bike that goes fast because most of the chain on this needs to be replaced, the chain ring, the cassette, so much front fork. Like, I can't really go fast on it, but it's still so much more fun than a car. It's like unmeasurable. It's just if you want to travel like 2,000 miles, it's, that's where the fast charging network for electric bicycles leaves something to be desired, as does the range. I think this one will get me like 40 miles. The other one I built will get me a good 300 miles if I drive it conservatively, 200 miles if I drive like a lunatic, but if it rains, that sucks. Yeah. If it's cold, that sucks. If it's hot, that sucks. I don't think I could take that one on the highway either. I'd probably get arrested. This is a Jewish Williamsburg. This is the Hasidic section. Every time I post a video going through here, people ask what the Amish people are doing here. They are not Amish, they are Hasidic Jews. There were no masks in this neighborhood, even in the beginning of the pandemic, back when people were taking it seriously, pre-vaccine. They know something that we don't, that immunize them from COVID. But it's a nice little neighborhood. I tried to get an apartment here a long time ago, and I showed up to get the apartment. And the guy looks at me and goes, "Oh, Rossman, Jewish?" And I said, "No, that's with one N. Two N's is German, one N is Jewish." And he goes, "Oh." And the way that he said the "oh" immediately told me I was not getting that apartment. It was $950 for about, I don't know, like 400 or 500 square feet, $950. That was a good deal. This is a long time ago. And then he takes the lease out of my hand. He just physically takes it from me and then says, "Oh, we have to go over a few things I think I left out." And I go, You're not giving me this apartment anymore, are you?" And he's like, "No, we call you back." I never got a call back. So lesson: if you want to get in a, if someone thinks you're Jewish in this neighborhood and you're looking to rent an apartment, don't correct them and tell them that your name is German. Just let them ignore the second N. That was the lesson that I learned. I got an apartment on Marcy Avenue, one Marcian Park, about a block to my left. A block east from me, block to my left, and it was $1,100 for about the same amount of space. So because I felt the need to correct someone rather than just let it fucking go, for the year that I lived there, I paid about $1,200 or $1,300 more than what I could have paid had I just kept my mouth shut. I'm a dumbass sometimes. I am. All right. I'm barely German. I don't speak a word of German. I don't even use Behringer audio equipment. Oh, well. Yeah, Hasidic neighborhood. What? Behringer is pretty horrible, though. All right. $1988. Not getting that back. Use your turn signal. Wait a second. You're texting. Oh my God, you're texting. Did you see that? Okay, they went to go in this lane without looking in her rear mirror, and she is fucking texting. Are you serious? I don't know if this camera will see that because it's a wide view camera, but oh well. Yo, I always keep my hands on the brake. I always have my hands on the brake, ready to stop at any given time, because you never know. All right, so I'm gonna be out of here. I'm gonna finish up my day. I got some errands to run before I go home. I hope you enjoyed this little tour of post-pandemic New York City. I'm calling it post-pandemic because of the way that it appears the new vaccine deals with the Delta variant. So, like, at this point, I'm at a point, at least personally, where, just about everybody's had a chance to get vaccinated. This vaccine seems to, as the Iron Sheik would say, break new and old COVID's back, F its ass, and make it humble old country way. Well, it looks like things are getting close to back to normal. Now if we can just get some of these for rent for lease signs every 10 feet replaced with a rented business, well, things will be back. See y'all later. Home sweet home. Home sweet home.